Hi, good afternoon, everyone. How are you today? I have a statement which I will start with from the PGA. The President of the General Assembly, do you have a complete sounds? Okay, we have some sounds here. Let's identify them first before we start. Is that okay? Shall we? Okay, let's start. The President of the General Assembly is shocked and appalled by the terrorist attacks which killed almost 300 people in Sri Lanka. Ms. María Fernanda Espinosa says that 21st of April will be marked as another dark day for humanity. The PJ sends her deepest condolences to all families who are mourning their loved ones, to the people and the government of Sri Lanka. Her thoughts are also with the hundreds of people injured in the cowardly attacks on churches and hotels, which targeted innocent people who were celebrating life. Mrs. Espinosa says that the perpetrators of these senseless acts of violence and evil must be held accountable. She stresses that there is no justification for terrorism and that the world must unite to tackle it once for all. The PJ recalls that the Joint Resolution 73/285 adopted on 2nd April and after the New Zealand terrorist attacks, calling for strengthened international efforts to foster global dialogue on the promotion of a culture of tolerance and peace at all levels, based on respect for human rights and for the diversity of religions and beliefs, emphasizing that states, regional organizations, national human rights institutions, non-governmental organizations, religious bodies, the media, and civil society as a whole have an important role to play in such efforts. Today, the General Assembly is promoting an interactive dialogue on harmony with nature during the commemoration of the 10th International Mother Earth Day. The theme is Mother Earth Approach in the Implementation of Education and Climate Change. The objective is to invite member states to promote a balanced integration of the economic, social, and environmental dimensions of sustainable development through harmony with nature. In her remarks at the opening of the event this morning, the President of the General Assembly said that taking care of nature is taking care of people. She also mentioned the importance of respecting vital life cycles and contributing to the immense biological diversity so that the world will continue and prosper. In a tweet, the GA president said that the current generation has the chance to prevent damage to the planet and its inhabitants, and that the planet is approaching the point of no return in global warming. The PGA stresses that the world already knows the results of inaction. The one-day interactive dialogue is taking place at the Trusteeship Council. And earlier today, Mrs. Espinosa spoke at the opening of the Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues at the General Assembly Hall. She mentioned that the UN Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous People in 2007 was a watershed moment, but there are still challenges in regard of its effective implementation. Mrs. Espinosa said that much more must be done to overcome the implementation gap and that the world has a historic debt with the indigenous peoples. More information on our website. And finally, the PJ will take part in a panel this afternoon on indigenous languages before she meets with representatives of the International Indigenous Women's. Mrs. Espinosa will hold a bilateral meeting with His Excellency Jagdish D. Kunju, Ambassador of the Republic of Mauritius to the United Nations. And this is actually everything from us today. Do you have anything else? Okay, go ahead, Celia.
Thank you, Monica. I have a question about Ms. Espinosa's reaction. Today, the National Assembly of Ecuador started a process for 5 days under the Commission of Fiscalization of the National Assembly. Is this about the process that was called out by members of the National Assembly 11 months ago, but it got revived by accusations of her handling of the case of Assange and giving him citizenship. What is her response to that? Because during the next 5 days, they will decide if they go ahead with the political trial against her by the National Assembly, and they will be questioning not only her handling of the citizenship of Assange in 2017, but also what they said is that she did not fulfill her duties on the foreign ministry because she was campaigning for the position of the President of the General Assembly.
Well, Mrs. Espinosa has made a decision very clearly early in her presidency not to comment on any developments in Ecuador, so she's not making any comments. In regard to Assange, I think we said before, or Mr. Julian Assange, we said before here that she expects that his rights will be fully respected and fully protected. That's what she has to say about Mr. Assange. But we don't have any comments on the internal affairs of Ecuador right now. Thank you. Do you have any other questions? Yeah, Margaret, go ahead.
Sorry, if I could just follow up on that. One of the issues was that the government is paying her $500,000 a year in living expenses and for $17,000 a month, I think it was, for her apartment here. In transparency, in pursuit of transparency, can you confirm to us how much the PGA is receiving here?
I can look into this information. I don't have this information with me, but I can look into this information, and I also would like to refer you to the mission in question to get any clarification. If any other question, okay, so I will leave you with the staff and with a special guest on the stand, Provitesi. Thank you very much.